Now, just to explain, this broadcast is going out live to Facebook. Done that for years, no problem at all. This broadcast is going out to YouTube and to LinkedIn, because you can broadcast on LinkedIn. If you make a comment in any of those places, then I will see your comment. But this broadcast is primarily going out to Amazon Live, and I'm just waiting for the stream to come up within one stream, and then I can press go live on Amazon. So that's what I'm doing. This is what you don't normally see, because everything happens behind the scenes with the show card on, and I'm going through the stages I'm going through now. I've gone live. Now it's gone to the one stream page, and now it's going from one stream to Amazon Live. And in a second or two, fingers crossed, I'll get the signal to go live. So we are live on Amazon Live. Hello, Amazon Live. Thank you for watching today's broadcast. Welcome to the show. And this is decidedly a show, because I'm showing you England and the USA. And that's what it's all about. We're actually touring both sides of the Atlantic during one show, showing you the equipment you may need if you go out visiting the places we're going to visit. And I'm learning about the USA and the national parks in the USA. And hopefully I'm able to show you some English castles and country houses that are looked after in the UK by National Trust and English Heritage. Whilst we're doing this, touring England with Stephen, I need to change that title, because it's now touring England and the USA with Stephen. So I'll bring it up to date. I'm a bit rushed today. The thing is that every 2 weeks I broadcast for BeLive in the BeLive streamers group on Facebook, and that broadcast finishes at 1 p.m. Eastern. Now I have to rush off to start a live show on Amazon Live at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. And then Angelica is cooking tonight, and she said, could I slice the meat? So this is a bit of a rushed effort. So we'll make do with what we have, as is the way. But we are going to be touring England and the USA with me. We're going to be using the National Trust and the English Heritage in the UK. And in the USA, we are actually visiting, courtesy of, and I'll just try and find it, the National Trust for Historic Preservation. And one more site as well, I think, is, and I found this by accident, the National Park Foundation in the USA. And it's the National Park Foundation in the USA where we're actually going to start today's journey. But before we do, and thank you for watching live on Amazon. Thank you to everybody who's watching live on Facebook and YouTube. We're just getting underway. And the way this works is, if you're watching me on Amazon Live, you can just watch. That's fine. If you want to listen to what I'm saying, you can press the unmute button and you can actually hear me. If you're interested in the products in the carousel down below, then I'm going to talk about some of them. There are 30 odd, so I'm not going to talk about them all, but I'll talk about some of them. And the first item that I have in the carousel, because we're visiting properties, which means you need to be prepared for a day out at a property. And we need binoculars. So I've highlighted the binoculars in the carousel today. And the binoculars that are actually there are 43% off. So they're a great bargain today. I always take binoculars out when we're out and about, and they give you a different perspective on things. Your camera, you see one thing, your camera sees even more, and binoculars see even more than that. So I've put two binocular sets down in the carousel. Now, I couldn't find any, but I'm a great fan of walking boots. I mean, you shouldn't go out and about visiting in your normal shoes, because you're going to be walking the countryside, so you need a decent pair of boots, and you'll find those down in the carousel. And as we go along, if you're going out for the day, and it's a beautiful day, then you do need to take. I've got a comment coming in, and comments coming on Facebook, and the comment is from Rihanna. And Rihanna on Facebook is saying, "How are you, Rihanna? I'm fine. I hope all is well with you. I'm enjoying watching your broadcasts. I'm over on Amazon Live at the moment. If you click the link up above, you can come and join me on Amazon Live. Thank you for joining me here, and say hello to Chris, great friend Chris in Belgium. And Chris, thank you for letting him know I'm successfully live and also successfully live on Amazon. Okay, so when Chris has already seen part of this, but this is all about visiting places. And in the UK, it's all about visiting properties looked after the National Trust. Now, people bequeath their properties to the National Trust. National Trust takes over actually running the properties, administering the properties, and opening to the public. And they are funded by public subscription and by grants and by people actually visiting. Now, in the recent weeks, as the weather's changed in the UK, more and more people have been visiting National Trust. And there's a place which is just over an hour's drive from us, which is called Durham Park. And while I sort out one or two things in the background, I'm going to play you a short video. And this is when I go to a National Trust place with Angelica, I go off with my gimbal and my camera and walk around. So this is Durham Park, and I'm going to bring the video up on screen, and I'm just going to play you a short excerpt from this video. I'm just waiting for it to start. So I'm going to play you a short excerpt on this video to give you an idea of when you come over to the UK, or if you are in the UK, the places you can actually visit. And thank you, Rihanna and Chris, for joining. And I'm going to switch my microphone off. Hello and welcome. I should be going live at the moment on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. And you probably won't hear this bit. You'll hear me in a moment when this signal actually reaches through the switchboard to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Now, as usual, it's a very sunny Friday. We didn't expect this when we set off. And we are here. And here is Durham Park. Now, Durham Park is a country house. It's looked after by a National Trust and it has its own church. Durham is actually also, in addition to being country park, church is also a living church and serves the town or village of Durham. And we are just looking out over the edge of Durham. If you arrive here, it's national membership. Then let's go down here. If you pay your membership, then entrance is free. Otherwise, it will cost you £6 to walk through the gardens. £10 for couples. Walking through now. The landscaping of the gardens. One of the things you have to be aware of when you're actually doing an outside broadcast, which this is that there is a 4G signal everywhere that you actually go. And what I'm going to do now, so I don't actually spoil your picture, is I'm just going to change the theme so that I will shrink, okay, and you can see more of the video. These are the videos that are actually shot at the weekend. We do not know what the 4G signal is going to be like, so occasionally it will drop out. That's what's happening with this video. But it's just a beautiful place to actually be on a very sunny afternoon. So I'm going to be quiet and just play a little bit more of the video. And moment we are surrounded. That is the main entrance of the house, and summer balls, dances would have been held here, and it is the gateway here. And I'll go to the side first so you can actually see the gate. This is the gate. They're working to restore the gateway, and it's going to cost about £60,000 to do that. Now, they have, as you can appreciate, a full-time gardening staff here, and you have two beds which mirror each other. So left and right beds are the same. The inner beds are the same. The outer beds are the same as usual as well. Now this time for the first that's a flavour of what happens when we actually go out and about. I'm just going to bring myself back full screen to a National Trust property. And basically, as I say, National Trust is funded by public subscription, annual membership fee. If you're coming over from the States or coming over from Europe and you're going to visit 2 or 3 properties during your stay here, and you should, because you can go to Stonehenge, you can go to Avebury, you can go to Durham Park, which is where we were then you're going to get your money back. So getting an annual subscription to the National Trust is going to pay for itself when you visit 2 or 3 different places. That was Durham Park. Durham Park was a private house set in its own grounds, and it's famous for its flowers. It's famous for its woods which surround the park itself. It's also famous for its deer, and it is just a brilliant day out. And you go to a National Trust property, you show your membership card, and then you're off walking. And it's just to actually set off on a sunny day, which this was, and say hello to, again, hello to Corinda, hello again. And Corinda is in London. Thank you for joining me. And I'm live on Amazon Live again. This is my Tuesday show, which is Touring England with Stephen, or strictly speaking now, it's Touring England and the USA with Stephen. And it's a chance for us to get to know places. So you come out of your car, a National Trust, you hand over your card so they can actually scan it, and then you can actually start walking around the property. Now you're free to roam anywhere you want now, and there are some glorious walks at Durham Park. Because you start off and you are 800 meters away from the house and gardens which you've just been seeing, and the house itself stands in a valley, and you're starting from the hillside, so you've got to walk down towards the house, and you can't see it until you get pretty close. And but it's so steep. They've got a bus which runs from the house to the entrance. So if you don't want to walk, you don't have to walk. You can go on a bus and you just get off the bus. The thing that National Trust properties are famous for is value for money, preserving our national heritage, and the food at the National Trust property is absolutely it's this world. Good home cooking at very reasonable prices. So we started off on the UK side of things. I'll just check Corinda's second comment, because Corinda is on Facebook and saying yay, and we're on Amazon Live. And if you're watching live on Amazon Live, I'd just like to say thank you. I really enjoy broadcasting to Amazon Live. It's just the best place to be broadcasting at the moment. And if you unmute, then you'll be able to hear what I'm saying. Oh, you might not know I am. That thought occurs to me. There is something, I'm in a rush today. So there are a couple of things that I've forgotten to do, which is remiss of me. Because as I explained at the beginning, today's been a bit of a rush because I was broadcasting till 1 p.m. Eastern, had a short break, and then started broadcasting at 1:30 Eastern. So I'm a bit rushed, but we'll get there. So this is Stephen, and if you unmute, you can actually listen to my English accent. Yeah, okay. And the other thing is that if you enjoy this live broadcast, thank you very much. If you want to know more about the broadcasts I do in future, just click the follow button. Okay, that's the advert over. But it is important to me that you do follow, and I will be here to educate, entertain, and inform you for many weeks to come. Okay, so enough about the mechanics of things. We've shown the if everything goes right in a live broadcast, it's not going to happen. Live broadcasts are not about perfection. Live broadcasts are about being yourself. And I am surely me. So now, when we did the show last week, I put a question on screen because I know nothing. My English geography isn't too bad. I know where Aberdeen is. I know where Glasgow is. I know where Manchester is. I know where Birmingham is. I know where I am. But my USA geography is not the best. So I actually asked for people to suggest national parks that we should take a virtual look at in the US. So I want to say publicly a thank you to Doris. Now, Doris joined me live last week and actually commented whilst I was live, and she made two suggestions. And she said that we should do a virtual visit to the Glacier National Park and Sleeping Bear Dunes. So that's where we're going to take a look at next. Now, I'm visiting for the first time. I'm seeing it through fresh eyes. I'm going to go, wow. And you're going to say, been there? Well, if you have been there, then please do make a comment and let me know what you actually think of the place we're about to go and visit. Now, we're going to start off with, I think we're going to start off with, just a minute. Yes, we're going to start at the Glacier National Park, which I have no knowledge of. So if you know something about Glacier National Park, hopefully I pronounced it correctly as well. National Park, that is. Okay. So let's go off. Now, in my studio, I'm broadcasting from Be Live, not OBS. So I can share my screen. Yeah, and I can go over to a Chrome tab. And on that Chrome tab, I can share it. And as if by magic, that shared screen comes into my studio. I can bring it up on screen, take myself off full screen, hide that, take myself off full screen, and there we have it. And I'm going to go picture in picture again. I want to be small. I'm small. Good. Right. So this is the National Park Foundation, which is a website in America, which somebody pointed me to. And what we're doing during this series of programs is to visit national parks in the USA. Now, I don't know anything, but by visiting them virtually, I will get to know them. I mean, I'm putting together a bucket list of places I should actually visit in the US, and these are going to make part of my bucket list, I assure you. So if you've been to the Glacier National Park and you have memories of it, then please let me know. And in addition to that, if you've got photographs of the national park, if you can send them to me, I can share them in a future broadcast. Okay, so let's go to the page, and this is the National Park Foundation page. And okay, and it says glaciers cut through stone, creating valleys and filling rushing rivers, fields of wildflowers fill the spaces between mountains in the warm summer months, which is where we are now. Sparkling stars fill the darkness of the night. In the stillness of these moments, absorb the astonishing reflections of the jagged peaks in the crystal clear mountain lakes. Okay, so we then have information about Glacier and some, as I warned you beginning of this show, I'm going to go, wow, at some of these photographs. These are stunning photographs. This has got to go on my short list of places to actually visit. So they're telling us And John Muir said the finest of the glacier meadow gardens lie embedded in the upper pine forests like lakes of light. And these are really exquisite photographs. Now, I'm using the National Park Foundation page, and there are great resources in terms of the national park and the work that they do in the national park. Open outdoors for kids. So they do for children, they have a range of activities. And then you can actually share your park. You can share the information so that people can visit virtually and see these stunning photographs for themselves. Now, there's the map of the glacier. And what I did say is I'm learning as we actually go through this. So hopefully you are too. If you visited Glacier National Park, then please do make a comment, because we can help each other here. Okay, you're helping a Brit find out more about your nation's heritage and beautiful natural resources. And also because this broadcast is going out on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, you're actually sharing your knowledge with the world. So we're talking about the weather, and it varies considerably throughout the year, which you would expect. You can camp there. There is wildlife in the park, including goats, wolves, grizzly bears, and wolverines. Nearly 300 species of birds. Okay, so that looks like an amazing place to actually go and visit. Okay, and this is all through the National Park Foundation, and I'm grateful to Doris for actually sharing the Glacier National Park with us. I mean, I totally enjoy walking around properties in the UK, and would love to do similar in the USA. So when all this is over, I shall fly to America, and some of the places that we're visiting virtually, I will put my hiking boots on and actually join. Now, one of the things that we do need when we're out walking, which Angelica and I take with us, is a flask of water. And it's important for drinking. If you're visiting a national park, then obviously there are going to be drinking spots scattered throughout the park. But if you're carrying your backpack, and I have an Under Armour backpack, which you'll see later, then you really do need a hydro flask. And what we do, there's two there to choose from. There's a Buzzio one. And if you click on the link, you will still be watching me, thank you, but you'll also be taken in a separate tab to the Amazon page about that product. You can check it out. So if you are planning to go walking anywhere, then do take a bottle with you. What we do is we take two bottles with us, both filled, this is going to sound strange, both filled with hot water, two large ones, and two smaller ones with cold water. Now, I take one of the cold water ones, which is blue, and Angelica takes the other one. Guess what colour that one is? It's pink. So we don't get confused. And then we take two larger flasks, which have got hot water in them. And with the hot water, we can make coffee whilst we're out. So we've got 4 flasks. I carry 2, and Angelica carries 2. Can you think which ones I would be carrying? No, you're wrong. I carry 2 big and my own blue, smaller flask with water in. So it's an essential. You cannot, I mean, on a day like today, we went for a walk out today. Now, we are in what's best described in the UK at the moment as an Indian summer, which means today it was 29 degrees outside, which is 80s. Yeah. And in my office right now, as you may be able to tell or not, it's 31 degrees. Okay, so I'm sat in 31 degrees heat with no air conditioning, no aircon, We don't do aircon in the UK. We don't have any need for it. This is an Indian summer. It started yesterday, and at midday today, well, since lockdown, when lockdown started in the UK, we were allowed to go shopping once a week, and we could go and exercise once a week. Now, Angelica and I decided that what we'd do exercise-wise is go out for a walk together around our local area. And we did that every single day. But as with all good habits, for one reason or another, we actually stopped doing that. Okay. And we both decided at the same time this weekend, we actually miss going out for walks. Yeah. So now what we're doing is we started yesterday, we're going out for a walk at 12 at our 12 p.m. every day. We turn the computers off and we just go outside, and it can be rain, hail, or shine. Or today was shine, it's over 80 degrees, and we decided to go for a walk. And the walk was glorious because you can't beat going walking on a sunny day. And we live on the edge of the countryside. So 5 minutes in any direction and we're out in the country. So we were able to go for a walk, which is absolutely brilliant. So there you are. There you have it. That's why you need water bottles. We would have been glad of a water bottle each day. And tomorrow, if it stays like this, then we'll be going out tomorrow and we'll carry a water bottle with us, and quite possibly one of those down in the carousel. Okay, now, one of the things about going out and about is you don't want to get lost. Now, we've all got our mobile phones. Our mobile phones have got Google Maps on, so we won't get lost. But in addition to that, you could use a Garmin watch to keep track of where you are, how many steps, everything that you need to keep track of, the Garmin does. My version of the Garmin is a Fitbit Inspire 2, which is on my wrist permanently, apart from when I'm sleeping. Fitbit, there are several Fitbits. You'll find two in the carousel. Fitbits are the way I keep fit. Okay. I enjoy doing marathons. I've got medals over here. Well, you can't see them, but I can at the corner of my eye. I've got medals for doing marathons. Now, I don't run a marathon. I actually walk a marathon. But I do it using my Fitbit. And the Fitbit is the easiest device to use. I mean, you sync it with your computer, you sync it with your phone, job done. And it tells you how many steps you've taken each day, how far you've walked today, how far you've walked this week, how far you've walked this year. Now, Angelica's part of a challenge, walk 1,000 miles in 2021, and she's already done it. So congratulations to Angelica, who's done 1,000 miles walking between 1st of January and 2nd of September. And Angelica wears the Fitbit too. Her Fitbit, has to be said, has got more miles on than my Fitbit has. I'm hoping to make 1,000 miles by the end of the year. But the thing about a Fitbit is it's not just the fact it tells you how far you've walked. Fitbit is part of a community, online community, and you can take part in challenges. I take part in weekend challenges, weekday challenges. It's all for fun. There are no prizes, but basically you're helping each other to keep fit. And walking is something that we do naturally, and you can stay fit if you can walk. And it just makes a deal of difference to my life, because I know that if I walk, I will actually stay fit. And there are two Fitbits down in the carousel, all part of keeping fit. And this visiting England, visiting the USA is all part of keeping fit. The other thing you actually need when you're touring country houses, we always take with us, they actually go in the boot of the car, and that's a walking seat, right? Because I'm in England. Okay, the Indian summer we're enjoying at the moment is not a permanent part of being in England. Being in England is grey skies and rain. Yeah. So you need, if you can find a shelter, you might not find a seat. So if you've got a seat that you're carrying with you, like the one in the carousel at the moment, then wherever you are, you can sit down. Now, as I say, we've got two of seats in the car, travel with us permanently. We're thinking of going to a place on Friday, which is called Savernake Forest. Savernake Forest is about 25 miles away from us. It is a national forest, protected forest, where kings and queens of England have actually hunted. And we'll be taking with us the flasks that we mentioned earlier. We're taking the walking seats. We will have decent footwear on. And we'll just set off and walk for the day. We'll take sandwiches as well in the rucksack. Yeah. And it's just the best way of keeping fit. It really is. And I'm testament to that. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I looked like before I came to live in wonderful Wiltshire, but I certainly feel a lot better now that I exercise frequently. One of the things that you do need is a pair of headphones. And if Chris is watching now, she's probably seen this so many different times. These are, well, I could tell you about these, but instead, what I've actually done, and you won't believe this, well, you will in a minute, is I've just done, if I can find it. Okay, bear with me a minute. I'm just looking for something. I know I put it somewhere. It'd be good when I find it. I keep finding the same thing. If I click that button, this is one thing about having a big studio. I found it. Okay. One of the things that I found a pleasure to do, and I'm going to come back to me, is reflections of the past will come back to. I'm just going to hide that. Is Aftershocks earbuds. Now I'm going to explain to you why I like them. But in order not to forget anything, I've made a short infomercial. This is the first infomercial I have ever made. Enjoy. I'm going to switch my microphone off, put that full screen, and quite simply press play. Aftershocks Trex titanium headphones are lightweight and very effective because they go over, they're open ear, they go over the ear, and that means that whilst you're wearing them, you can hear what's going on. If you've got somebody to the side of you, behind you, you can actually hear what's going on. You can hear the traffic, you can hear all the noises around you, but you can concentrate on the music or the podcast that you're actually playing. Now, they last 6 hours on a 1.5 hour battery charge. You can make and receive phone calls. They are practical. They're coated, so they are rainproof and sweatproof. I use them daily, and they're just good sound and quite probably the best headphones that I've actually tried, because I've tried many over the years, wired. These are Bluetooth, but wired, unwired, and these are the best that I've actually found because they are so simple, easily rechargeable. They pair on Bluetooth, simple and straightforward. Making phone calls is straightforward. You can voice dial. Receiving calls you can do with one button. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones and you do go out and about and you go walking, jogging, running or cycling, then these are the headphones that you should actually consider because they are so well crafted and practical and good quality. Thank you for listening. Right, and we're back to me, and I'm going to go full screen. Okay, and Chris is saying on Amazon Live, congratulations to Angelica. I'll pass those congratulations on. Angelica doesn't watch me live. I don't know why. But I mean, I broadcast so much that would be a week gone because I actually broadcast 6 times a week on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and my website. And I broadcast 4 times a week on Amazon Live. Talking of which, thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm in Wiltshire in England, and we are at the moment doing the American half of this show, which I'm enjoying discovering. And I want to say a thank you again to Doris. And Doris actually said where we should visit in this show. If you've got any ideas as to where we should actually go in these broadcasts, we can visit any national park or any national monument in the USA. All I need is a link to the webpage, and then I'm off. I'll do my own research, and then we'll show it in the broadcast next week. So over the course of time, we're going to be talking about properties in the UK and the USA. Some of the UK properties you won't know about. Some of the USA properties I won't know about. But we are going to hopefully enjoy exploring, and I'm sharing live video taken of UK places, and this is my perspective on the places we visit in the UK. But at the moment we're on the American part of the program, and the next place we're going to visit, and I'm going to share my screen again. Just for the record, I'm using a broadcasting system called BeLive, which is be.live, and going over, and I've got the page is there, so that's good. We're set to go. And the second place that Doris suggested we visit was Sleeping Bear Dunes. So that's where we get headed now. This is a virtual tour. This is my first time at Sleeping Bear Dunes. One day I may visit in person, but for the moment, let's go with the screen share, and I'm going to hide that, go over here, and I'm going to bring up on screen, and I'm going to go picture in picture. Okay. And here we are. Again, we are at, and I can tell you where we are. We're at the National Park Foundation, Life on the Lake, and we are at Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. I'm interested into actually how it got its name. So shall we scroll down on our virtual visit, and it's Lake Michigan from up above. Explore the magnificent dunes that overlook the water. Sleeping Bear information. Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore offers visitors a rich maritime, agricultural, and recreational history. Okay, and beautiful photographs, beautiful coastline. A great lake can hold all the mysteries of an ocean, and then some, was said by Dan Egan. You can join the national park by clicking the link. I'll post the links on a blog post I'm doing tomorrow. But the MPF is active in the preservation of American natural history. And we're now going to visit the park. And first of all, the weather, when we do visit the park, can change quickly at Sleeping Bear. You want to dress in layers and be prepared for a variety of conditions. It can be between 70 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or in the winter, 20 to 50. So you do have to have the right clothes, and you'll find some of those clothes down in the carousel on Amazon. Tours and camping, you can visit, go to the visitor centre, and you can grab a map and plan an adventure in the park. The wildlife in the park, we are likely to see whilst driving, hiking, camping or canoeing, an assortment of wildlife, and they will include the black bear, hence the name of the park, white-tailed deer, red foxes, porcupines, grey and fox squirrels, bats and raccoons on a daily basis. However, it's the rare sight of a swimming otter, spawning salmon, or majestic bald eagle that can truly make the visit. So let's have a look. There are nearby parks that we can look at. But this does look, I'm going to slow down a minute. This does look, I mean, I tempted to put this, if I can, there's a blog there, there's a program, 2 blogs. We've got outdoor activities for children. And okay, now if I take that name, okay, let's take a different type. We're exploring. So I'm going to go over to Google, and I'm just going to put in that. So I've copied and pasted the title, and I'm going to go over to the government site. Okay. I'm going to stop share this. I'm going to take the title off the screen. Excuse me. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So stop sharing. One of the things about doing a show like this is I never know what's going to happen. I do have a plan. I mean, obviously, thank you to Doris, we had 2 virtual places to visit. But I can build on that by actually visiting other resources. Now, what I've just done is I copied the name of Sleeping Bear into our friendly Google. And our friendly Google came up with this. So let's continue our journey. I'm going to screen share again. And this time I'm going to screen share an official page. And this is by way of a voyage of discovery. Because why didn't I think of this? Okay, I'm going to go picture in picture. This is the website of, I'll take the COVID-19 response off by scrolling. This is the National Park Service itself. And that is the most, what a vista that is. That's a stunning photograph. So we're still at Sleeping Bear Dunes. I'm going to scroll down. A place in which to play, dream, refresh, and create. And look at the color of water. The color of that water reminds me of Fiji. I'll have to take you on a virtual tour of Fiji someday. But this is just incredible. So we're still at the Bear National Park, but we're doing this with the Park Service, and you can camp, you can check the current conditions, and well, that's good advice. 10 top tips for visiting sleeping bears. Shall we have a look? Okay, and thank you to the website for actually showing us this. Top 10 tips for visiting Sleeping Bear Dunes. Check the weather. Be prepared. We know about that. We know about shoes. We know about water. We know help us keep the park clean. Well, that's something that we share because we have the same situation in the UK. Stay safe on the shore, and by that they mean do you plan swimming at Lakeshore? They have rip currents, so you've got to be aware of that. Know where your dogs can go. There are places that they can't be. Tick aware. We have a similar problem in the UK with ticks, so you've got to be very careful. You can actually cycle the Heritage Trail. You can get off the beaten path, so you can travel back in time. Let's have a look at that. You can go and see how life was 100 years ago, and you can also visit the park at night. So let's go back. So as I say, I'm learning as you're learning. We are on my first trip ever to the park, and that is just a stunning photograph. In fact, can I do anything to that photograph? Let's explore. So we've got the physical address, and we scroll down, and I'm hoping to get some photographs. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, as I say, if you have any favorite national park in the US, then please do let me know. I mean, I'm going to make the tour my own. We've got plenty of time, and I can visit 2 or 3 places in every individual broadcast. Okay, now this is a show about the UK and the USA. I'm learning about the USA, and now I'm going to show you something about the UK, and we're going to pick another video, and I'm just going to go through my video list. Excuse me a moment while I scroll. Okay, and we're going to take this one. Now, what I'm going to show you now, if I get it all lined up properly, is to hide that. Okay, now I'm just going to play you a couple of minutes of this video. As I say, I could talk for hours about England, okay, but we're actually going to watch a video so that you can see with your own eyes what England is actually like. This is on my doorstep. It's called Drew's Pond Woods. It's about 5 minutes from where I live. And these are all videos that I took using my Hoem gimbal and my Android phone. Well, I'll not tell you too much. I'll just bring the video up on screen. And okay, it should be coming. Press the right button. It should be coming up on screen next to me. Okay, so again, this is a video I recorded locally. I'm going to play you 2 or 3 minutes of the video. All the videos that I show in these broadcasts are on YouTube. If you search for me, search for Stephen Healy on YouTube, you'll find the videos. But this is, well, this is a place I love. So I'm going to switch my microphone off, put that full screen, microphone off. I do have somebody coming up behind me, so I'm going to stay on this side for a moment. But there is that recently reconstructed, it's more than a shed, isn't it? Building is where the woodsman actually plies his trade from, and he makes all the fences that you will see around as we're actually walking. All right, and I can look back up and just look at that beautiful shot, especially with the sun shining. It'd be a lot different if it was raining. Beautiful. Okay, so back onto the main path, minding our step. So this is where obviously the thing about having a wood is that you're going to get trees which are in need of actually cutting down. So all the timber from the trees is brought here. Right, you can see our gentleman is walking off to the right. But I just want to go up to this fence here, because you never know what you're going to find when you're out and about. Now, in the past couple of years, people have set aside parts of their garden to be a wild garden, and that means that you basically let everything grow wild. So if you get seeds blown in, you'll actually let them prosper. You won't cut down what we would call weeds. But this was set aside many years ago, and this is just allowed to go wild. So you've got so many species of flowers in here. I don't think there is a placard telling us what type of plants are in here, but it is kept as a haven, and that obviously said something at some point. It's kept as a haven for bees and other flying insects, and even ground-bound insects, to actually explore and feed. So this is a precursor of letting your garden go wild, is to have a space set aside in the wood for plants to grow. Okay, now incredibly, we're only about a mile outside Devizes, and yet it is so peaceful and tranquil. And let's just go walk along here, principally because we can. So we're in Devizes in Wiltshire in England, and you can see here there is a stile, and that means that we're leaving, would be leaving this part of the wood and entering another part of the wood, and over. Right, as I say, all these videos are actually on YouTube. I'm just giving you a taste of life in the UK. This is Drew's Pond Woods, which is looked after by our local council, and it is basically a preserved wood, and we walked past the woodman's shed at the beginning of the video. We're very lucky. Where I live is in the southwest of England, about 120 miles from London. And Devizes is close to Stonehenge. It's close to Avebury Stone Circle, which is not as famous as Stonehenge, but nevertheless was built around the same time. We're close to Salisbury Cathedral, and Salisbury Cathedral is a place of pilgrimage, not still today. And I hope to go to Salisbury Cathedral in about a month's time, and then I'll show that on the screen here as well. So I'm going out and about with Angela, my partner, and we're actually filming as we go. Occasionally, if it's just a local walk, I will go out. And I'm going out and I'm taking my Hoem gimbal, which is now down in the carousel. If you're shooting video and you want other people to see it, then you do need a gimbal. This is the best one that I've found. It simply works out of the box. Put your mobile phone in, press the button to start it, and you can go and shoot. Now, when I go live, when I do that, I actually go live. I go live using Switchboard Live, and I go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Periscope on my website. If you want to know about how to broadcast your website, then I will be live on Amazon Live. I don't know, Thursday or Saturday, or possibly Thursday and Saturday. I went live on Saturday for the first time, and I quite enjoyed broadcasting live because I know that on Amazon Live, every time we go live, different people are actually seeing the video. So if you're watching live today and you press the unmute button, I want to say thank you. If you want to see more broadcasts like this, then please do click the follow button. I won't message you. I have no way of contacting you. The only thing is that when I go live again, you will see that I'm going live and you can decide whether to actually join me. I do 4 broadcasts a week. I do Lights, Camera, Action, which is all about live video on desktop and on mobile. I do this show on a Tuesday night, which is all about national parks in the UK and the USA and about castles and everything. And on Wednesday, tomorrow, is the mobile video show, which is all about shooting mobile video and walking in the countryside using your Fitbit and possibly Map My Run or Map My Walk. They're a great piece of software too. Okay, so moving on through the carousel. And if you find anything of interest in the carousel, please do click it. We'll be visiting an English castle in the moment. If you want to know more about English castles, there's a glorious book about castles. In fact, there are 2 glorious books about castles. In fact, I've probably got too many books. Do you think I've got too many books in here? I think I need to, for next week, I need to wipe the carousel and start again. Okay, so I'm going to do that. If you've got any suggestions, then please do. Suggest. I'm looking for a new mobile phone. Until I got this iPad, which actually got to be able to broadcast on Amazon Live, I was the DOS guy. Windows is me through and through, like a sticker rock, as we say in the UK. And I just enjoy using Windows and Android phones. That was my way of life. But because I had to get an iPad to actually come live on Amazon Live, I'm just blown away by the quality of this particular iPad, which means that when I go and renew my phone, I can either choose a new Apple phone. I've got two in the carousel to actually do my broadcasts on. Now, obviously, the better quality your phone, the better quality your actual broadcasts as well. Okay, so that's on my list of things to do. Now, one part of this was actually visiting national parks in the US. We're now going to come back to the shores of England, and I need to find something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to zap that and zap that. Hopefully not going to break anything. Am I still here? Yep, I'm still here. Okay, so let's go over to English Heritage. I found the site. Okay, some of the things you can actually set up in advance, but today I was pressed for time when putting this together, and this is going to happen occasionally, but thank you for bearing with me as I now share my screen in my studio and go over to the English Heritage site. We have two organisations in the UK who look after our properties. Okay, one is the National Trust, and just let me go up here. Okay, and I need to go a bit further up. We'll get there. So this is Touring England and the USA with Stephen. I'll take that off. National Trust looks after country houses in the UK, looks after property as well. And English Heritage is our second site, which looks after the castles. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share screen again, and I'm going to bring it so that you can actually see the screen too. Okay, I'm going to go picture in picture, and that's right, we're set up. So basically I've just changed the studio around because I'm in live. Right, this is the English Heritage website. You can be a member of English Heritage if you're coming to the UK. Do bear in mind that our properties can be expensive to visit. If you get an annual pass from English Heritage, then you'll be able to visit Warwick Castle, Chester Castle, Carlisle Castle, in fact, every castle, right? Okay, in the UK, and you won't have to pay any extra. Above me, the photograph above is Stonehenge, and that's a glorious photograph of Stonehenge, possibly at the summer solstice. And then to the left of that, you've got a map. Now, on the map, if you go full screen, you can see Stonehenge, where Stonehenge is. We're in the southwest of England. Devon and Cornwall are on the edge. And then coming further inland, you can see Stonehenge and Old Sarum. Now, Stonehenge is world famous. So I did a video of my walk in Stonehenge. I walked from the visitor centre to the stones, and you can find that video on YouTube. Just type in my name, go to YouTube, and you'll find the video. And I'm going to do a video about Old Sarum, but shall we go on a visit to Old Sarum? So I'm going to go over to the page, and we're going to visit Old Sarum. So OldSarum and Old Sarum. Now this is a place that I've not been to in about 12 months. With so many places around us that we can actually visit, we are literally spoiled for choice. So let's take the Old Sarum page and come back to the studio, and the page will arrive about the same time as I arrive. Okay, now you've heard of Salisbury Cathedral, which is a place of pilgrimage, and you're seeing pictures now of Old Sarum. Old Sarum was built on a hill overlooking the town of Salisbury, and it was the precursor of Salisbury Abbey. So this is where Christianity in Wiltshire was centered. It was centered on this site, which is now but ruins. But this is where the first Salisbury Abbey was. So if I scroll down now, you can see, hopefully, that again, like the American sites we visited, this is for children as well. Now, the actual site itself was developed about 400 BC, and that's when the outer defences were actually built. And then in AD 43, when the Romans were in Britain, they occupied the area on top of the hill. I'm going to show more. And it's fascinating to actually dig back into history. Between the 6th and 10th centuries, the defences were strengthened. Okay, and then a castle was built between 1066 and the year 1100, a Motte and Bailey castle, a Norman castle, because the Normans had landed in Great Britain, and then the grand rebuilding took place. And this is what the building looked like, an artist's impression of what the building looked like in 1100 to 1139. And you can see it's a substantial church with, it's just quite amazing. And then it became a prison for Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine, French queen. And then it was abandoned in the 1190s. And that's because they moved to a new cathedral, which was built in the year 1240. And the site that we're visiting now, Old Sarum, went into slow decline until we get to today, when we've done excavations of the site and continued research. So this site is full of history. If you've got any interest in Roman history or Christianity, then this is a site to visit. It's the precursor of Salisbury Abbey. You can get an impression, if I go back to the top of the page, it is, you visit it, you just turn off, this just outside Salisbury, you turn off the road into a car park, and then you can see and you can walk around the ruins. There are no restrictions, nothing's fenced off. You can walk around the ruins and get a sense of what life was like in the year 1066. So history at your fingertips, you can actually reach out and touch the stones, you can photograph it. And these become part of our memories. From the visualizations that artists have done, we get an idea of what the original building looked like. And the recreations that are being done these days are very realistic. They're based on science. And it's just a great way to actually see more of, you can actually walk across that bridge as the people are doing, to actually get a sense of English history. So Old Sarum is the precursor of Salisbury Cathedral. Salisbury Cathedral in the 11th and 12th century was a place of pilgrimage. People came from all over Europe and beyond to actually pray in the cathedral. We will visit the cathedral. It's a magnificent building. It's about half an hour away from where Angelica and I live. So we'll bring you our take on what the cathedral looks like now. We're lucky we actually go and attend 2 services a year, especially the Festival of Light, which is in December. And we're very lucky to be surrounded by history. I've been very lucky today to be able to broadcast to you on Amazon Live. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do so. I will be back, but before I go, if I may, you may be interested, I can try. You may be interested in this. I'm going to bring it up on screen and come over here. I'm going to hide that and take myself off solo. Go picture in picture. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. in the UK, I'll be explaining in the OneStream live group exactly how I manage this broadcast to Amazon Live. Now, this is interest to anybody who wants to broadcast on Amazon Live. It's in the OneStream group on Facebook. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm looking forward to being live on Amazon Live tomorrow. These are great times for live broadcasters. It's been my pleasure today to actually broadcast to you live on Facebook. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you later in the week. Thank you for watching. This is Stephen in Wiltshire saying